This video is empowered by GreenManGaming.com. Get your games here for the fraction of the cost there.
So you're asking yourself, is it the Hyperkin Power Plus or the Power Pack Plus from Nyko? Now, first and foremost, one disappointing factor about both of these power packs is that they don't have enough power, nearly enough to be able to power the 3DS to play full throttle. So, therefore, I'm a lot more disdained from these two power packs. But let's break down the analysis here. Which one's better overall? Now, going through my experiences with this is pretty much just how I'm going to go through with this and let you know which one is essentially better to me. So, alright.
Focus on the movement. Breathe. Squats can help you tone and strengthen the muscles you need for labor and delivery. Inhale and come up to standing. Exhale and lower your arms. Inhale, raise your arms, shoulders.
First things first, the Hyperkin. Now you notice this big bit right here, which essentially has a mini USB to USB hub here, so you can pretty much plug this into your computer, charge up the device, or if you have a car with the USB, input, to be able to charge it in there. And you get your nice charge time, and everyone can dance naked in the streets, I suppose. So with this, it's more of a clip-on more than it is a bound battery, like the Nyko here, which pretty much you just screw it into the back of your 3DS, which you do this by simply unscrewing this, which it does come with a pack, or at least it comes with the screws and the screwdriver to allow you to do so, and you just go back here and blah blah blah, take all the crap out, swap out the battery, put it in there, fasten this bit down, and you're all set. So you don't have to worry about ever removing it if you don't need to, and you can charge it with the normal 3DS battery charge, the bat charger in general, which is nice. I like doing that. So the battery life is the most important here. I've gotten about 6 hours and 24 minutes with this battery pack, give or take. I do not normally play with the 3D on at all, which obviously boosts up the power. So 6 hours with this, and with this was 5 hours and 23 minutes is what I got with this battery, give or take, which is good. It's decent, a lot more improved overall still than the normal battery in the DS here. And it was overall sort of disappointing, but at the same time it was still beneficial, especially if you're trying to save a buck with this or that. I mean, that's all I can see with it. This, however, does come with quite a few problems versus this device accessory right here. First and foremost, it still does not allow you to play full throttle. Yes, I throw that joke in there one more time. But it does give you a pretty decent instruction little pamphlet here. And it pretty much gives you the rules of how to charge the battery, versus this, which is a lot more easier, especially if you just have a charger for this device anyway. You just screw this in and you're all set. This, it requires you to use the USB to mini USB to plug it in and charge it. There's no options otherwise. I mean, you can charge your DS without this plugged in, no problem. Gives you more power life with that. But with this, yeah, you have to solo this on its own to charge it. Which again, it's nice. It does work pretty decent. It's just not as good as its advertising. And it does clip in pretty nicely. Another downside is this part right here, which just pops out. So if you want to shove this in your pocket, you could actually damage the tongs on your 3DS. Now you're thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Easy. This bit right here is shoving into your 3DS. Now if you're jerking this out of your pocket, I'll let that joke settle in there for a moment, and you yank this out so many times, that's either going to do one of two things. Bend these, I don't know how, or in this case, hurt this right here, which it will. But past that, it's pretty good if you have this, with traveling. especially if you have other devices that use the mini USB to charge anyway, so it works at the end of the day. It does allow freedom of usage, especially when changing the cartridges, and while this is a little bit heckish to get this part right here, which is normally essential for most of the games of the 3DS, which I really don't like using this too often, but, you know, trying to get to this is a little bit of a pain in the ass, because of this way they set this up. So you have this one part right here, and when you're trying to reach, see what I mean? It's a little, yeah. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It doesn't kill me at the end of the day, but what can you do? One of the advantages with this as well is it's pretty useful to let you know when it's done charging. In the back here, you're going to see these 4 little lights, or these LEDs right here, that allow you to know when the battery is charged. Let me see if I can get this to work. No, it has to be plugged in. But however, there's this one little button right here, I'll give you a better sight here, where if you press this in slightly, it will make these light up, letting you know what's battery on this at the moment, or how it's juiced up, which is nice. One problem with this is if you have kids who just leave this 3DS plugged in all the time while this battery pack is in, it could burn their fingers, especially their laps, if they keep this on while they're playing it, which is a very dangerous thing, and I do mean very dangerous. Now, okay, let me break it down here. This part right here, this spot right here, right? It will heat up, and I do mean heat up. Where I tried this to see what the dangers are of this, and I generally plugged this in and went like so, and I felt it get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, where it burned my fingertip. Like, I felt a second-degree little callus set in the form of my finger, and I was like, ow! So, yeah, that pleasure cruise entered its final stage, its final tour with my fingertips. So I essentially just made sure that this was never charged in or placed inside the USB when it's playing. But, I mean, past that, it works pretty well. It does what it needs to do. I can play my 3DS. It has nice little ridges in the back here, which allow me to grasp it and allow me to do, my manly duties with my 3DS. However, I'm more catered to this bit right here, which feels a little bit more grippy. It has this nice concave built into here, and it just generally feels a little bit better to me with this power pack right here. So, if you had a choice between this or this, I would say, if it's on sale, go with this. Otherwise, if you see this running across the store all over the place, with advisement, be careful with this. It can burn your fingertips, or, laps of whoever put this on their lap, or the 3DS, which I don't say it's a handheld device for fuck's sake, but yeah, generally go with this one overall. Like, I prefer this one. The battery life's a little bit better. It's not as inconvenient for me, and it's essential. However, if you are a techie who has a mini USB to USB plug, you go traveling a lot, you only take this out of your bag or something to play with it, then go with this. I mean, you don't have no worry about no stinking this, that, the other thing. Just plug it in, charge it up, works pretty decent. It's a bang for your buck, if you can find it cheap enough at, like, Big Lots, whatever else. With the Nyko Power Pack, there's also another option out there which has a base, which the base doesn't work very well, so, you probably won't want to get the base for that. But just stick with this overall. It does give you a good, ample amount of playtime, and it uses the original 3DS Power Pack if you only just use this bit right here. So, if you excuse me, I'm going to put this back onto my 3DS and use this bad boy. But take it easy, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you thought this was insightful, helped you out a little bit for your decision or whatever else, please be sure to give me a like, leave some feedback, leave a comment saying I suck or I rock or whatever else what you want to say, and be sure to subscribe. Take it easy. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.